Development August 4th order, and with that, not your roll call.
Member Kaplan?
Here.
Member Colbert?
Here.
Member Hart?
Here.
Member Ozog?
Here.
Member Rutledge?
Here.
Chair 23.
Here, and we have a quorum, and is there anybody we need to welcome? Over to start. Thanks for attending. I have no comments under chairman's remarks. Do we have any public comments?
We have 4 public comments.
Okay, we have 4 public comments.
Where is just taking down my mask, so everybody in the room and the whole audience, please hold your breath. Is there a place where I should stand where it should be picked up nicely by everybody? I remember audio problems from last meeting.
Okay, hey, Tony, before I do anything else, there's agenda item E that is going to be polled this morning. That is item DCO 48-20C2025. So I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda and poll item E, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? The only discussion I will mention, I think most of your, if not all of your public comments are on this variation.
They're all on E.
Okay, so I don't know if that makes that a
We've received them. It's still my obligation to read them into the record.
All right, well, let's get on to the agenda. So there's a motion and a second to amend the agenda. Call roll, please.
Member Kaplan?
Aye.
Member Colbert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair 23.
Aye. And the agenda is amended, and now I will defer to State's Attorney Heyman to read the public comment on an issue that's been posted.
The first comment is from Susan Carney, 23 West 518 Royal Oak Drive, Naperville. And this was regarding zoning petition Z20-025 Red Path. I have lived in Brentwood Estates for 20 years and live northeast of the Red Path home. I oppose the granting of all zoning variances requested in this petition on the basis that such variances to our current zoning would be detrimental to the fundamental nature of our immediate community. Additionally, all zoning standards were known at the time of the petition. The petitioners purchased the property involved, and accordingly, the petitioners should have known of them and should respect them. My further reasoning for this opposition is as follows. This proposal is for a pool house, which is descriptive as the architectural drawings clearly state. It is a coach house with 2 stories, 2 bathrooms, laundry, 2-car garage, driveway, front porch, and 2,995 square feet of living space. A pool house is generally adjacent to the pool and is a place for storing pool items like chemicals and floats. This large structure is farther away from the pool than their primary residence. It is not a pool house, it is a second home. The proposed structure is 2,995 square feet, which is larger than their primary residence by 653 square feet, and will clearly be a second living quarters. The size ordinance exists so that no one in our neighborhood has 2 homes on their properties, which could lead to subdividing and rental. We all bought under these ordinances and they should not be changed. I really like Chris and Lisa and understand that they have spent a lot of time and money designing this large home. While beautiful, its location and size overstep the bounds of the ordinance and are incompatible with our community. Next comment is from Arnold and Donna DeAngelis, 23 West 445 Royal Oak Road, also regarding the Red Path zoning variation request. My comments are in addition to the original letter that we wrote regarding the above mentioned request. After reviewing the actual plans for the requested structure, I am disappointed that this is even under consideration. A coach house, as stated in the actual plans, is a residence. It is very clear to us that this is intended to be used as a residence. 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, minor interior modifications to create closets, a kitchen, living area, dining area, fireplace, 2-car garage, laundry, etc. Seriously, this is not a pool house. It is an additional home on the property. Next comment is by Martine Nelson, 23 West 570 Hemlock. Regarding the Red Path zoning Z20-095. This letter is to certify that our residence is directly south of the proposed zoning change. We oppose the change that is on the table to increase the size of the pool house. We are currently zoned as single residence R1 zoning and wish to maintain that. It is clearly the size of an additional home on that property and larger than some of the homes in our neighborhood. Thank you for allowing us to express our opinion on this matter. We oppose the zoning change. Arnold and Donna DeAngelis appear to have submitted a second comment. We recently reviewed, this is very similar but somewhat different from the first comment. We recently reviewed the entire package for the above mentioned petition. After reviewing these plans, we want to add our objection to this request. Our original objections remain with the following additions. It's clearly not a pool house, but rather a coach house, as per the prints, which is a residence. The floor plan allows for small modifications in the 2 upstairs rooms that would create closets and fulfill the requirements to make them bedrooms. The bathrooms upstairs is situated as a Jack and Jill bathroom, which is found in many homes. The laundry room downstairs for a pool house, question mark. The layout on the lower level is very much in keeping with a residence. Why would you need a driveway that runs from the front of the property to a 2-car garage if this is a pool house? If this is truly a pool house, why not utilize the current outbuilding on the property by modifying it or replacing it? The square footage would be more in keeping with a pool house on a property of this size. From the street, this would look like a second residence on the property, and on the side of our property, it would look like a second home as well. Our concerns about drainage and environmental safety to neighboring properties is now at even higher level after reviewing the prints and roof lines. Thank you for considering our concerns. The last comment is by Lisa Weinberger, 23 West 621 Murray Drive. This is regarding the Red Path zoning Z20-095. Regarding zoning petition Z20-025 Red Path, we are property owners next door. We respectfully submit this letter in advance as we are unable to attend the Zoom meeting. We typically are okay with various changes. However, this petition has quite a few variance requests and brings to our attention the fact that we all should have the same privileges. If you allow any of these variances, then it should be accepted. And same ordinance should be applied to all 28 homeowners in our Brentwood subdivision. You need to be mindful of this as it sets a precedent. Also, our neighborhood has terrible water runoff issues as all homeowners are on septic systems. We have flooded each other's properties on an ongoing basis. Therefore, the county, if granting these changes, should be held liable for this worsening issue. The amount of money we have spent already on mitigating our damages has been substantial, so we don't want to have to spend even more. Please don't exasperate our situation unless there is a foolproof system, which I believe doesn't exist. Enlighten us if you know otherwise. Also, regarding added square footage, if there is a 3,200 square foot building added to the backyard, it can be feasibly rented out, or used as a main dwelling. Therefore, if this request is granted, then once again, all 28 homes in our subdivision should be allowed the same. We pay high taxes for our current zoning laws, so if you alter the ordinances, then is the county planning on lowering our taxes? I'm guessing not so. This has to be carefully addressed. And that is it.
Very good, thank you. And that concludes the public comment portion of the meeting. And for anybody who may be looking in or viewing this either on Zoom or on our computers at some later point, those public comments, we're dealing with item E, which has been pulled from today's agenda. Moving on to approval of the minutes, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Tuesday, July 7th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a
Chapter.
second. Any additions, corrections, or deletions? There being none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Rutledge? Aye. Chair Tornatori?
Aye. And the minutes are approved. Moving on to regulatory services. These are all zoning hearing officer cases. Since we are pulling item E, which was the only denial, these were all zoning hearing officer cases which were approved by the zoning hearing officer. So since the motions are in the affirmative, any aye vote will be to affirm the zoning hearing officer's finding. Item A, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 43-20 ordinance Z1910 Hernandez. This is a zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation to allow a 6-foot high 100% solid fence.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, comments? Roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair Tornatori?
Aye. And the motion carries. Moving on to item B, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 45-20 ordinance Z2019 Amman. This is a zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to allow an existing shed to remain less than 3 feet from the side yard property line.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, questions of staff? Roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair Tornatori?
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item C, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 46-20 ordinance C 2020 Wallace. Zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation to increase the height of an existing 6-foot fence.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion, questions, comments? There being none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair Tornatori?
Aye. Motion carries. Item D, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 47-20 ordinance C 2021 Hanson. This is zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to allow an existing shed to remain less than 3 feet from the interior site property.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, questions, comments? Paul, if you want to chime in on anything that you think is important, just feel free to interrupt. Okay. There no discussion? I'll roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair Tornatori?
Aye. And the motion carries. Moving on, item F, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 49-20 ordinance C 2028 ULAC. This is zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variance to allow a detached garage to result at 18 feet, which exceeds the allowed height of 15 feet.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, comments, questions? Being none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin?
Aye.
Member Covert?
Aye.
Member Hart?
Aye.
Member Ozog?
Aye.
Member Rutledge?
Aye.
Chair Tornatori?
Aye, and the motion carries. Moving on, item G, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 51-20, ordinance Z 2033 Norman. This is zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a variation to increase the height of an attached garage from 15 feet to approximately 19 feet.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion, questions, comments? There being none, roll call.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Covert.
Aye.
Aye.
Ozog.
Aye.
Rutledge.
Sheila?
I'm sorry. Aye.
Chair Tornator.
And the motion carries. Moving on to item H, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 52-20, ordinance C 2035 easily. This is zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve conditional use to allow an existing shed to remain less than 3 feet from the interior site property line.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion, questions, comments? There being none, roll call, please.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Covert.
Aye.
Member Hart.
Aye.
Member Ozog.
Aye.
Aye. Chair Tornator.
Aye, and the motion carries. Any old business? Any new business?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have a request to make for future packets. Whenever there is a recommendation to deny a variance request or any request, I'd really like to see the statute included with the elements laid out to see which ones were violated or not satisfied, so we can make the analysis ourselves accurately.
Sure, we can do that. Do that.
It would really be helpful. Thank you.
Of course. Anything else under new business? Okay, without objection, we're adjourned.